Hello, Kelly Kennedy here, and I wanted to share all the things. So first of all, we're gonna have a disclosure about the elbow and where I'm at. I can now bend my elbow about 20%. My shoulder is about the same. I'm able to move it all around. That's the update there. And I am going to give you some pictures of the x-rays and explain what the last 8 weeks of my life have been, which has been beautiful, amazing, and unfolding of just truly centered inner peace, calmness, true flow, true trust, true surrender to love it all. That's what I'm here to share, that this body, which I've been saying forever, really is the only thing that heals inside of us, is our innate wisdom, our love, our frequency. Our frequency is two things. Our frequency is sound and light. We do have a physical vibration. However, that is outside of our field of experience to this moment in life as I record this. We have the capacity in this wonderful world in which we live to create an opportunity for us to experience our own heart, to listen to our heart, to see our heart in a very physical, visceral way. And that is through the sound of soul, which is the incredible technology of sound and light, which allows us to experience our own selves. And as love, as so eloquently she is named, Lolly, who is a wonderful 7-year-old who I had the pleasure of meeting in the last week, as I was very honored to be interviewed for the Biohack Yourself documentary. And while I got to expose her to her heart, she just made it so simple and said to everybody that day, "Did you experience your heart? Kelly can help you hear your heart." And I am very honored to say that that's exactly what we get to do here at True Wellness. And so many other locations, now up to 18 locations in Canada and the United States, where folks can literally put with 3 electrodes on, hook up their heart, able to see their heart as frequency as light, and able to hear their heart as frequency as music. That the instrument will convert their heart frequency into light. Their instrument will convert their heart frequency into a musical note, which will then be played on a instrument, and that's how we get to experience what love so eloquently put is to hear our heart, to experience our heart. When we can experience our heart, anything can happen, as is all of life. And what I know the definition of life really is taking the chaos of all the things and creating harmony. And as we expand and evolve truly in our heart space, which is, I would contend, all that's left, the evolution of humanity, as I say with my flow technique, is about realizing in a very visceral way and being present, deeply aware and present to the fact that this life is very much a opportunity for us to experience divinity in a physical form and to enjoy the ride, the light, the dark, the good, the bad. There is no good and bad. There is no light and dark. There just is. And so it's all the things, as I said in the beginning, it's all the things. As a demonstration today, I just had a few light things going on in my room as I was getting ready to do a couple other videos, and I realized this is the video I wanted to share with everybody first before I put on my list to stay present to my flow state that it was about light therapy. So as I said, we are light beings, sound beings, viscerally having a physical experience. We are frequency and energy, as Tesla said. If you would like to understand the universe, you must first understand what? Frequency, energy, and vibration. As Einstein said, the medicine of the future is what? Vibrational medicine. I met Ian Kennedy 27 years ago, changed my world, had a back injury, was scalped, had a lacerated spleen, all from a car accident. I had grown up in a house with chronic illness from my father, Now, I had it. My father had chronic illness. He had Hodgkin's disease, and he had cancer multiple times, well over 5, 7 times, and then died at 55, succumbing to a couple side effects, pneumonia, from a couple strokes, having laid in a hospital bed for many months. Very still, not moving, not flowing. I, throughout that same time period, was in this car accident, had been a collegiate rower, was very active, very athletic, and then was in a car accident, lost a couple inches in height as I compressed a couple vertebrae, lacerated my spleen, and have a 12-inch scar on my head as I was scalped in this accident. It took me 3 years to find Ian, who did vibrational medicine, and I'm very fortunate that I found it in 1996 when I was exposed to this for the first time. It is now 2024, so that's do the math, 28 years actually that I found this medicine. In 27 years, I've been working with Ian in some capacity as a client in a deep way, really understanding what this flow really is about. And light and sound, I can now explain through flow. We have master classes from Rasmus Gaup Bergenhausen, who created this sound of soul technology that I was speaking of, that is really an opportunity for us to experience our own inner frequency, our own beauty, our own wisdom, our own healing. That is the only thing that heals. And in this day right now, as I record this, it is the spring equinox, and I am here as Kelly Kennedy to give you everything that I know. I'm going to start to create many YouTube shorts, and it's going to be more like a 411 flow news update on how we're doing on evolution of the heart. The mind, the cognitive brain of our physical being, the sympathetic, parasympathetic, autonomic nervous system, which controls us. We do have a cognition that is the mind, that is the presence, the consciousness, but there is a witness to that consciousness. The witness to the consciousness is really the evolution that I'm speaking of, to be more and more aware of the fact that we can watch our mind. So if we're watching the conscious part of us, if we're aware of the conscious part of us, that's what we can sink deeper and deeper into. We have cognitively, as a species, we've done it. I mean, my phone, I call it my phone, it can do everything that when I grew up, I'm 50, just when I was 10, I didn't have a calculator the size of my phone that could do 1/10000000th of what this phone can do. That's how far we've progressed in just a short amount of time. Cognitively, to be able to use this conscious mind and be able to direct it to create things, to fly, to escape, all the things that we get to do as a human. And what I would contend that really the evolution at this point is to develop the heart, to evolve the heart, to develop the feeling part of us instead of the thinking part of us, the conscious thinking part of us. We are about 10, maybe more, 20% conscious of our life. Yogis might be a bit more. They've been studying this for a bit longer, often become super conscious, we call it, or looking superhuman. And that's about frequency. And we're all able, this is what Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches. This is what so many of the Dr. Bruce Lipton teaches. This is what Greg Braden teaches. This is what Nassim Harriman teaches, that we are greater than this physical experience. And what I want everyone on the planet to start to develop is this beautiful heart of ours, and to seep deeply into it, to develop this 90% feeler part of us. Then step next is getting the feeler and the thinker to be in alignment. Then step next is getting that feeler and thinker that are aligned to be present and conscious all the time. And then step next is to get that feeler and thinker that's present and conscious all the time to have no attachment to the things that occur, all the things. To love the things and realize they are all happening for me, not to me. That I am a conscious, thriving, energetic, creative being that can surrender to the feeling part of her to navigate the way to her highest good, or its highest good, or his highest good, whatever fill in the blank you would like to call. Love is what I call the thing, the substrate that created us, the wave that became the particle that is connecting all of us in our hearts, that connects us like the mycelium, that like the trees. So I will continue to teach you how to pump your lymph. That's going to be one of my other videos today, is just making sure people are really understanding how to use that vibe. I'm going to make a quick video about that and many other things to assure that you know how to take care of this physical body, so you can let go of all the things that no longer serve you. And so you can lean into the light that you really are, to find your light within, to find your unique song, your unique frequency, your unique music and light. Your unique sound. I want to hear it. I want to see it. And I want to feel it. Join us. Join the High Vibe Soul Tribe. Listen to our podcast, The Flow. Come to our center at the True Wellness Center. Be present to yourself. Let us facilitate anywhere we can to facilitate you healing and facilitating your own healing. We love you. I love you. And I will see you next time right here on True Wellness Global, as Kelly Kennedy is your concierge through this High Vibe Soul Tribe transition into our own sovereignty. Funny, Kelly, forgot what she flowed to. And now this is part B of that last video. So light therapy. So I broke my elbow. I dislocated my shoulder 8 weeks from today. 8 weeks from Friday. And so I'm healing fast. I'm using PMF. I'm using all the things. I have a placenta homeopathic I'm taking from when Silas was born, which is really just giving me body stem cells. I'm using lymph flow and mind body matrix and all the topicals, and I'm taking all sorts of homeopathics and collagen, yes, and bone broth, yes, and I'm doing all the things, and I'm meditating and I'm breathing and I'm trusting. And I know my body needs light and sound. So of course I've done my Sound of Souls. And today, as I was getting ready for the video, I realized, wow, I'm using a lot of light. So let's talk about it. So I'm using the Weber Light Watch. This is the low light laser therapy. This allows my body to receive red light, green light, blue light, red, green, blue, and yellow light, of course, for the lymph. And so what does each light mean, you may ask? So Kelly Kennedy's going to find her cheat sheet. Here it is, right here. And the laser company, which is Weber Medical, also has many attachments. So this is the Spectra watch. There is also a newer version called the Endolight watch. In the Endolight watch, you can buy a different box that allows you to have the attachments. You can even buy that solely. And here are the attachments. There is a pad that I can stick into the port here on the side. And now all that light is also going to be on the pad, so I can apply it directly to said elbow. I can also have, this is the newer attachment, and I can divert and hook two things up due to one hand. I'm going to wait to do that. But then I can also hook up the blue light. So the blue light is going to be great for antiviral, antibacterial. You can put it right in your mouth. You can put it right up against your tonsils because it is a sterilizer. Blue light sterilizes, which is fabulous. You then have the attachment for intranasally, if that's a word. I don't know. Intranasally, I'm going to say. See how able-bodied I've become? Getting used to just one hand. So then I've got the blue light. So sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. Let me put this down a little bit. Move the neck nest. If you're not familiar, the neck nest is amazing. So we have here the blue light, and then we have the nasal light. So I can do both at once. So let's say I had something going on, or my kid did. I could put this in their mouth. I can put this watch on their knee or gut, wherever. And then, I don't have my pad attached right now, obviously, but I do have my intranasal red light that goes up my nose and blue light now in my mouth. And then there's another attachment with an intra-ear attachment as well. So just to give you an indication, blue light is anti-inflammatory, pain reduction, wound healing, antibacterial, viral, like we said, anti-parasitic. It's used in dental care. It's great for acne, and it gives you the specific parameters of the wavelength and what it can do for the physiology. Green light, which is again in this Weber light, low light laser therapy. This is different than infrared. This is different than the sauna space, which is biophoton. This is different than our own frequency, which is SonaSol. This is different than SolariGem, which takes gems through an LED light combined together for specific, again, chakras or frequencies to add back to the body. So this one is rose quartz, for instance. I have carnelian on there, which is for the spleen, which is about change. It's also the largest lymphatic organ, so that's often plain or open, plain. That frequency is often plain in our space. So green is strong anti-inflammatory. It protects against edema. It's also used in ulcers, infections, and great for acute injury. Whereas yellow light is great for the lymphatics. It's made great for Lyme. They've learned that it's great for EBV and other viral infections. Why? Because it's great for the lymph. Squamous cell, Red light laser, also great for cell activity, microcirculation, leukocyte groups, helps improve immunity through activation of macrophages and cytokines and interferons, helps against coagulation. So all the lights have different benefits for the physiology to upregulate, because it gives information to the cells, which receive the cells through frequency, through light and sound. So this is the light application again. And then SolariGem, just don't want to knock this off. Let me unplug this. Put my pad back on so my elbow's getting a little extra love while I'm recording. It's all about self-care. So if I wanted to change my SolariGem and not have it be the carnelian, I could add rose quartz, which is great for the heart. And now that frequency is shining into the room, and it has a certain amount of, I want it to be a little closer than it is here, but for me, I'm just feeding the room. And then behind this door, I have my Aqua Quinta lamp, which is creating a picture of green frequency, which is the frequency of the heart. I also can put an application on the Aqua Quinta light pad that it's on, which will allow it to pick up the sound of my voice, or what happens in the room with this remote control. And when I put it on that, now it's changing to the frequency of my voice. The light will change directly to that. You can also make it a speaker and pump through it. You can put all different color frequencies on. I like green. And now all that frequency is going in that water, and now I can pour that water and give it to the client. And that's what I do oftentimes when I create water for the day. I'll drink it to help continue that person heal. To help myself heal as well. I'll give it to the client on their way out. Here's a little glass of water, so that sound of soul that we created, that frequency we created, will be more immersed into their body. So that's a little bit about light therapy. And if you have any questions about light therapy, I'm here to answer. Do you like my onesie, by the way? That's what I've been wearing for weeks. So fun. And really, we're here to answer all your questions about light therapy. We want to light you up and help your vibe be a little higher. And if you've knocked some stuff out, we want to replenish. If we can't be outside, we don't have full spectrum of the sun, or for various reasons, this assists and facilitates us in our home to assure that we have the proper frequency of light surrounding us to allow our bodies to have affinity for that, instead of so many of the frequencies that are invisible, that are circulating around our bodies, that our bodies has to contend with and create harmony of. We can facilitate that harmony by consciously moving it forward while we're breathing deep, consciously, deeply conscious. not actively, just deeply conscious into our hearts. And exhaling. Till next time, this is Kelly Kennedy talking about lights.